I do have to drop the music for the sake of potentially putting this up on YouTube. So we'll see what happens. I know the KHL is gone. It's only in for that 1 year. All right. George Peros, Andrew Abbott, Eric Christensen, Drew Miller. Still dyeing his hair. Still dyeing his hair. Still dyeing that hair. And up the potential list we go. If something doesn't catch your eye, immediately watch it on YouTube after the fact. Felipe, what's going on, buddy? You're just in time for us to double-check rosters on yet another game. Because it's fun for me, for some reason. Shout out to Lucas Pisa. Finally kicking around in this game with that B- potential. And you still have Jaguar and Hiller. Still there. JP Levasseur. B- at 22. No. No. Just no. Atlanta still have Hedberg and Lettinen. It's the same picture of Kari Lettinen it's been for at least the past 3 years. Defenseman? Kabina, Bogosian, Toby Enstrom, Ron Hainsey, Boris Valabik, Nathan Oystrick. Still a B- potential there and a B for Bogo. It's not too bad. It's not too egregious at the time. 90 Kovalchuk. And in fairness, I mean, you know, Brian Little's there now. The team's looking a little bit better. Shout out to Rich Peverly. Jim Slater, Jason Crow, Chris Thorburn, Eric Bolton. Same thing. Same thing. He's had the same facial hairstyle for at least the past 15 years. It's ridiculous. And I love it so much. Watts, thank you for the follow, man. Boston. Here we go. The real main event. Max Avad. Phil Kessel. Same picture of him. Bergie. Krejci. They were not in the mood of updating pictures, except for Mark Recchi. Michael Ryder. Blake Wheeler's on the team, finally. It's about time. Lucic, PJ, Kobasu, Sean Thornton, Steve Bejan. I forgot Stefan Yell was a Bruin. Jesus. I forgot that he was a Bruin. What do we got for potentials? A B- for Lucic, a B- for Wheeler. Ouch. B- for Krejci, B- for Bergeron. Ouch. Ouch. Savard looks like he witnessed a ruined child's birthday. He doesn't look very happy. I'll give you that. Chara, Weidman, Aaron Ward, Mark Stewart, Andrew Ferentz, and Johnny Boychuk. Not bad. They finally started to respect Johnny Boychuk a little bit. And 77 Tuukka Rask with an 88 Tim Thomas. He's finally up there. Like NHL 07, he was what, like a 74? Tuukka, that A- potential. You're damn right. Buffalo. 74 Lalim and an 87 Ryan Miller. Who do you get on defense? Greg Rive, Tony Ludman, Talinder, Andre Sekera, Teppo Numanen, Steve Monador, RIP, and Nathan Pache. A B- for Sekera, who has looked the exact same for the past 15 years. Forwards. Thomas Vanek, Derek Roy, Pominville. This is the high-level Sabres you expected to see. Including Patrick Coletta. The good stuff. B- potential, by the way, for Patrick Coletta. It looks like it's going to be the same thing as it was in 09. They just hand out B- potentials like it's candy. Iggy, Sholyokin, and Damon Lankow. Curtis Glenn Cross, finally there on Calgary. And Andre Waugh. I like that they have the tough guys in now, though. They still don't have two-way forwards, but they have tough guys. So any two-way forward is a grinder. It's the greatest. Dion Phaneuf, last year's cover boy who didn't even have a good potential. Robin Regier, Bo Meester, Corey Sarich, Gio, Adam Party, and Stefan Kronwall. The best Kronwall. Kipper still there with Curtis McElhinney. What a guy. Carolina. I believe Cam Ward went from an 83 to a 90 in one season. Apparently a 916 save percentage was good enough to make you a 90. Like, I know the average save percentage would have been down, but holy hell, man. Michael Layton is the backup. They got on defense. Corvo, Pickenen, Tim Gleason, Anton Babchuk, Wallin, Seidenberg. That looks so weird to see him in Carolina colors. And Frank Caberlet. Still kicking. You got a forward. Eric Stahl, who looks just overjoyed to be there. Tuomo Ruutu, Rod Brindamore, Ray Whitney, Eric Cole, Jussi Jokinen, Matt Cullen, Sergei Shamshanov, Patrick Eaves and his tremendous eyebrows. No beard, though. Boo that man. Vociferously. Boo that man. Mama, why we booing that man? I don't know. Just boo that man. 90 for Ward was fair at the time. I mean, we can do a tad bit of research, right? NHL league average save percentage, right? And actually, I was looking this up. So NHL league average save percentage. I have an autofill, right? So, let's take a look at the fine world of this. The average save percentage through the 09 season was a .908. So he had a fairly above average save percentage. Good enough to be boosted up to a 90? I don't know, man. That might be a bit much. That might be a bit much. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Did we look at everything for Carolina? We absolutely did. Chicago, fresh off of a cup win. Or about to win a cup, I should say. Marian Hossa, Patrick Kane, Jonathan Toews, Sharp, John Madden, no longer an 86. Christopher Stieg, the Bufflin as a right wing. Dave Boltland, Andrew Ladd, Brower, Ben Eager, Adam Burish. What a squad. B minuses for Ladd, Boltland, Bufflin, Versteeg. Even Kane and Toews were B minuses. Whew. They were harsh on the potentials this year. Seabrook, Keith, Campbell, Barker, Johnson, Sopel, and Hjalmarsson. B minuses across the board, men. They handed out these B minus ratings like candy. 80 Huey, 73 Antti Niemi. I think he was an 84 in the Finnish league. He gets dropped to a 73. Good stuff. Colorado with Craig Anderson and Peter Budaj. Who you got on defense? A lot of people is the correct answer. And an Adam Foote. How old was Adam Foote at the time? Oh, man. She was getting up there. So they still have career points in the corner as well. I mean, yeah, I guess they did get rid of that until next gen. Soleil, Kyle Quincy, Lyles, Brett Clark. Kyle Comiskey is a B. Kyle Comiskey has a better potential than Patrick Kane. Now, I know Comiskey is a much lower rating, but still. That's a bit weird. Stashny, Hayduk, Wolski, Svatos, R.I.P., Chris Stewart, DJ Hensick. Looks happy to be there. David Jones. Look at this team. Look at this Colorado team. B potential for Chris Stewart. A B minus for Stashny. It's just B minuses all over the board. What is that, Gallicurt? Potentially? Thank you for the follow. Columbus, Rick Nash, Umberger. Look at Voracek. Look at him. Antoine Vermette, Derek Brassard. Fellow Twitch streamer. I don't know. Like, if you were to tell me that Yannick was Brassard's little brother, I could see that. Just saying. Paulson, Modine, Huselius, Mike Pekka, Rafi Torres, Jason Chimera. I don't know if Smoot's here, but there you go. Jared Bowl, Derek Dorsett. The grit on this team. The grit on this team is out of control. Bowl and Dorsett both with B minus potentials. A B for Brassard. A C for Vermette at that point, but a B for Voracek. And a C for Rick Nash to stop him from getting any better. Because why not? Commodore, Feder Tootin, Klesla, Hayda, Russell, still doing his best Jack White impression, and Mark Mathot. B minus for Russell. The goalie, Garon, and starter Steve Mason. B potential at 21. Steve Mason has arrived. 2K10 legend. Marty Turco and Alex Ald in Dallas. Zuboff, Daly, Robida, Niskanen, Nick Grossman, Scratchins, Jeff Wojtwitka. A B minus for Niskanen. Forward. Brad Richards. Brandon Morrow. Boo! Boo that man. Boo. Louis Erickson. Yuri Lettinen still kicking. James Neal. Has a picture finally. Credit to James Neal. And an 80 overall Mike Modano. Joel Lundqvist. Toby Peterson, who has been on an NHL roster for a lot longer than I would have thought. Like, a lot longer than I would have thought. This guy got a lot of chances. He got a lot of chances. Did we boo Louis? No, we're not going to boo Louis. Why would we boo Louis? Louis's great. Detroit, Pavel Datsyuk, Zetterberg, Franzen, Holmstrom. I mean, it's the Red Wings team that you would have expected, including Darren Helm. I guess that was the best picture. Jesus Christ. That is a rough picture of Darren McCarty. Like, I know he's 37 at the time, but holy shit, that is a rough picture. Chris Newberry. Lidstrom still in at a 91 for the 39-year-old. Rafalski, Cronwall finally starting to get a bit of respect. Stewart, Lilia, Lebda, and Derek Meach. Goalies. Howard's the NHL level. 74. B-, and Chris Osgood at an 84. Ed Money with the Hobby Boolins. The Hobby Boolins and Jeff Delorier. 25 years old, though. What do we got on defense here? Sheldon Surrey, Lubo Vishnowski, Tom Gilbert. Look at him. Steve Stajos, Korbeshkov, Laddie Schmid, and Strudwick. Schmid with that B-. What do you got a forward? Hemsky still kicking as a high-end forward. Horkoff, Gagne, Cogliano, Patrick O'Sullivan, Pancakes. The Edmonton roster hasn't changed a ton over the years. The past few years we've been looking, I feel like this roster has stayed largely the same. You have Cogliano and Gagne with the B- potential, which I guess in this game is godlike. Florida. With your weird-ass logo, Nathan Horton. Same thing. That's the same picture of Frolik, too. Dab's older brother, Michael Frolik. Stephen Weiss, David Booth. Similar team. Didn't change a ton. B- for Booth, B- for Frolik, and a B- for Horton. Fairly straightforward. We got on defense, Ballard, McCabe, Brian Allen, Leopold, Koistinen, and Clay Wilson. Everyone's favorite defenseman, Clay Wilson. Clemenson and Thomas Vokun as the goalies. L.A., Jonathan Quick has arrived. 82, 23, B potential. Eric Erzberg is the backup. Drew Doughty and Jack Johnson leading the way. L.A. is finally starting to take shape. Matt Green, Rob Scuderi, Sean O'Donnell, and Peter Harold. Drew Doughty, A- and a B for Jack Johnson. So I think Johnson was an A last year, and he's already down to a B. So they reacted relatively quickly to that. Kopitar, Dustin Brown, Frolov, Stoll, Smith. That's a great head of hair. Williams, Hanzus, Oscar Mahler, Teddy Purcell. Hey, Wayne Simmons! I wonder if his in-game character model's white, like he was in 2K10. Oh, God. That's been the best thing about 2K10 is people being like, in this, and this, and this, and I keep finding stuff too, but that might have been my favorite thing I discovered. It was to see that Wayne Simmons' character model was white. It's like, that is a huge oversight, 2K. I've been praising them a lot, to the point where someone said on that 2K10 review today that I was biased. It's like, I'm affiliated with EA. I don't think I can be biased. I mean, I can be, I guess, but not against them. Kopitar with that B- potential, too. Let's go back to, there he is, Jonathan Quick. What a guy. Williams was on the King for a long time. He really was. Backstrom and Josh Harding. Still a shame how his career ended. Oh, Brent Burns. It is the same picture that they had last year. Marek Zedlichky, Nick Schultz, Kim Janssen, Craig Zanin. Imagine if 2K did that in the modern age. That'd be a riot, right? Skula and Shane Knighty. B- potential for Burnsy. I believe, was this the year he was traded, or was it the next year? Koivu, Havla, Bouchard, Brunette, James Shepard. Owen Nolan is still there. Jesus Christ. I forgot how long Owen Nolan actually played for. Bugard, RIP, of course. Chris Kalanos. B- for Colton Gillies, huh? Not quite. Clutterbuck. B- for Shepard. Montreal. The Montreal. Mike Camilleri, Scott Gomez, which means a certain trade happened. Brian Gianna, Andre Kostitsyn, Thomas Turtleneck, Sergei Kostitsyn, George Laraque. He's up to an 80. He's up to an 80. He was a 79 last year, which I thought was a bit drastic. George Laraque is an 80. I love it. Guillaume Latendresse, Rob Lang, D'Agostini. Boo! Boo that man. Boo. Glenn Metropolitan, Tom Kostopoulos. B- for D'Agostini and Latendresse. A B for Sergei. Not too bad. Pretty good on defense. Andrei Markov, handsome devil. Roman Hammerlick, Jarospacek, Hal Gill, Josh Georges, Bouillon, Brisebois, and Matthew Carl. B- for Carl. The goalie, 82 Halak, so he gets a bump up. B-, and then the A potential 22-year-old Carey Price. What a guy. Jesus, Robert Lang, right? His price was an 85, 22 overall, A potential. Nashville, Dan Ellison, Pekka Rinne. That is interesting. He went up like, what, 10, 11 points in one season? He went up at least 10 overall points off of last season. He was their starter the year before and had a 917, so it makes sense. Pretty good on defense. Weber still at just an 84. Suter, Hamhuis, Kevin Klein, Greg DeVries, and Alex Sulzer. Alex Sulzer. So B- for Klein and Weber, but a B for Suter. Interesting. We got a forward. Jason Arnott, J.P. Dumont, David Legwan, Steve Sullivan, Martin Erat, 2-2. Radek Bonk. Radek Bonk in Nashville is not something that I remember at all. Joel Ward. Joel Ward and Wade Belak on the same team. Ward, by the way, went from like a 68 to a 78. I think he went up by 10 points too. Or at least close to it. Patrick Hornqvist, Sans picture. Is that B- potential, though? New Jersey. Parise, Eliash. It's the same picture of Eliash. Langenbrunner, Zajac, Brian Ralston, Shanahan. Oh, my God. 40-year-old Shanahan on the Devils. I don't have any memory of that. Zubris, Davey Clarkman, Pandolfo, Ben Walter, Peter Verana, PL3. Before the Tourneau was in the game. I don't know if there's anybody with an overly interesting potential. Parise had a B-. What do you got on defense? Paul Martin. He's terrible. Johnny Oduya, Colin White, Salvador, Andy Green, Mike Motto, and Jay Leach. There's a very New Jersey style defense there. 91 overall for Brodeur. 78 for Kevin Weeks. He was 34 at the time. The Islanders, DiPietro down to an 86. If anyone thinks that, I wasn't joking in terms of saying the Islanders. Come on now. I hate that I feel like I have to clarify. Now someone's going to make fun of me and, regular, it's whatever. Rolson. Defense. Mark Streit, Brandon Witt, Andy Sutton. Every time I see Mark Streit's name now, I want to say Mark Straight, like they said, I think, in 07's commentary. Good old Mark Straight. It was either 07's commentary or 2K10's. Martinek, Jack Hillen, Freddie Meyer, and Andrew McDonald, 71, 22, C potential. What a guy. What a guy. Who do you got at forward? Was it 2K10? Nice. I figured. See, and that was perfect. Oh my God. When Trent Hunter is tied for the top overall on your team, that just kind of goes to show. Now, he had a 31-point season. 31 points in 55 games, but damn, man. Damn. Kyle Okposo has a picture this year, so that's cool. Doug Waite, Bergenheim, Como, Richard Park, Josh Bailey, or as he's also known, Ben Bishop, Andy Hilbert, Tambellini, John Sim, Franz Nielsen, Mike Sillinger, Yessi Owensu made the jump. B- there, B- for Ben Bishop, B- for Como, A- for Kyle Okposo. Damn. The Rangers, Gaborik, had made the move at that point. He was on Minnesota last year. Chris Drury, Sherdev, Chris Higgins, Dubinsky, Sean Avery. Their rosters changed a bit. This was the Avery year in the playoffs, wasn't it? I think it was. Shouldn't Tavares be there? So here's the deal that you have to remember with these rosters, right? Is that whoever was taken in the 2009 draft won't be on these rosters because the same rules apply, right? Until a player plays in the NHL, EA does not have the rights to add them into the game. So this is the roster that the game shipped with, which means, obviously, before the season started. So that first main roster update, players like John Tavares would have been in. But, yeah, because they didn't have the CHL at the time. Again, I think they added the CHL in 11. If not, it was in 12. One or the other. But whenever they add the CHL, that's when then John Tavares would have been in the game by default. But I honestly can't remember what year they added it. Tavares would have been their best rated player. That's a fair point. So yeah, you're going to see players missing from that 2009 draft. John Tavares, of course, is the biggest name on that list. More than hell, John Tavares. Hedman might still be in the game. He should be on Moto. But Matt Duchene won't be in right now. Evander Kane, Braden Shen. OEL might. Actually, no, OEL wouldn't be in either. Because the Allsvenskin's not in. So, it would have been a very big roster update in terms of adding in strong players. But, the thing you got to remember, of course, is that the servers are down. So, if I wanted to, I could use the Peter Puck roster update and update the rosters, which, to be honest, I might do, but I still want to look at the default rosters. The Rangers is where we were. So, again, 87 Hank, 77 Valaket. Their defense, Morris, Mark Stahl. B potential for him. Roosevelt, Wade Redden, Dan Girardi, and Paul Mara. And again, forward-wise, just to go back through, Callahan, Kodalik, Brian Boyle, Donald Brashear, Pat Rice-Miller. The Reese-Miller. Any crazy potentials? Not really. Not really. Ottawa. Whew. Heater, Spezza, and Alfredson still killing it. Alex Kovalev made the jump. Comrie, who looks ecstatic to be there. Chris Neal, Foligno, Chris Kelly. What do we got for potentials? A B for Foligno at 21. Not too bad. Defense, Chris Phillips, Anton Volchenkov, Jason Smith, Philip Kuba, Campoli, Christoph Schubert, who was on Ottawa for longer than I remember. And Alexandre R. Picard. Goaltenders, LeClaire and Brian Elliott. Brian Elliott was 24 at the time. B potential. Interesting. Very interesting. Slowly making his way up. Eliza, what's going on? Philly, the Razor, and Brian Boucher. We don't have to talk about Brian Boucher or Michael Layton. Not in this year. 92 Pronger, Chemo Timonen, so they just got Pronger back, or Pronger for the first time, which is huge for them in terms of that potential cup run. Because Timonen was leading the way before that. Coburn, Matt Carl, Andrew Alberts, Randy Jones, and Ryan Parent, 2K10 legend. Still with that B potential. What a guy. Jaco, take it easy. Mike Richards, Jeff Carter, Danny Briere, Simon Gagne, Scott Hartnell. Claude Giroux is in. 21 and a B. Carcillo, who looks so happy to be there. LePerriere, Jesus Christ, just like, my God. 7-year deal for Pronger. Yep, that is the deal that would see him be in the NHL games for a very, very long time. Aaron Asham, Riley Cote. My God, the goons on this team. Holy shit. So, I mean, Riley Cote, Aaron Asham, LePerriere, Carcillo. Jesus Christ. It's like, here, let's have some skill in the top 6, and then just fucking face punchers everywhere else. God damn. Phoenix. Shane Doan. Peter Mueller, still without that amazing mustache. Bodker is in. I don't think he was in previously. Kyle Turris, same weird picture of him. Peter Pruka. Nigel Dawes, off the Rangers onto the Coyotes. Shortly before going to the KHL and becoming one of the best players there ever. Victor Tikhonov has to have an amazing potential, I'm guessing. B-, not as good as I would have thought. An A for Turris still at 20. A couple of B-minuses there, including for Bodker and Martin Hansel. The Hansel. Jovo Kopp, Michalik, Sauer, Michalik, Hale, Adrian Coyne, Dmitry Kalinin, Keith Yandel, and Jim Vandermeer. 22B for Yandel. Relocate Arizona, right? The Briz, the humongous big universe, and Jason LaBarbera. Pittsburgh, John Curry and Flower. 88 overall, B- for the 24-year-old. Defense. Gonchar, Orpik, Jay McKee, Letang, Goligoski, Mark Eaton, and Philippe Boucher. A B for Goligoski, a B minus for Letang. Again, we talked about this for NHL 09. It would be so interesting to go back and make these potentials accurate for what the players eventually became, just to see how franchise would play out. It'd be more interesting, of course, with actual junior league prospects in the game, though. Crosby's a 94, Malkin a 93, Jordan Stahl, Peter, goddamn, Sikora, how I love him. Chris Kunitz, Bill Guerin, Pascal Dupuis, Fedotenko. This team is sick. Boo! Boo that man, though. Eric Otter, Mike Rupp, Craig Adams. It's a pretty damn good team. B minus for Tyler Kennedy. B minus for Stahl, and again, Malkin and Crosby, they put it a C so that they can't get too ridiculously good, I guess. St. Louis, Paul Correa, he's still there. Brad Boys, Andy McDonald, Backus. David Backus had a thick fucking neck. Just throwing that out there. TJ Oshie's in the game. Patrick Berglund, Kachuk. David Perron, who looks like 15 years old at best. Cam Janssen, Alex Steen, Jay McClement, DJ King, still known as Brandon Crombeen. When did he start going by BJ Crombeen? When did that happen? B minus for Perron, B minus for Berglund and Oshie. Again, they love that B minus potential. They really do. Brewer, Jackman, Eric Johnson, Koliakovo, Polak. Petrangelo is in. Mike Weaver. Petrangelo with a B, and A minus still for Eric Johnson. This is shortly. This is what, 1 or 2 seasons away tops from the Colorado trade. Goalies, 77 Conklin, 83 Chris Mason. Don't know if I agree with that. San Jose, Thomas Greiss at a 75, Nabokov an 88. Greiss still with B potential. What do you got on defense? It's looking pretty good. Boyle, Rob Blake, Vlasic, Ehrhoff, Dougie Murray, Lukowicz, and Huskins. It's been interesting to watch Douglas Murray get better and better. Rob Blake, how old were you at the time? 39. B minus for Vlasic. Jumbo, Patrick Marleau, Mihalik, Pavelski, Devin Setaguchi, Jonathan Chichu, Ryan Clough, Mike Greer, Travis Mullen, Jeremy Roenick. Jeremy Roenick played on the Sharks for long enough to be pictured in the jersey where they had the orange added to it. That blows my mind that Roenick played for that long for that picture to exist. Like, it just doesn't compute. Like, isn't that one of the weirdest fucking things hockey-related you've ever seen? Jeremy Roenick in a Reebok-era Sharks jersey. Like, that's blowing my goddamn mind right now. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. That's fucking weird. They still have the same picture of Torrey Mitchell. Jody Shelley, I don't know what's going on there, man, but it works. Brad Staubitz. Trust me, I don't know what's going on here for me either, but, you know. Oh, God. B minus for Setaguchi. And a B minus for Pavelski, who was 25. Tampa. Vinny's still there. St. Louis still there. Ryan Malone. And a certain youngster named Steven Stamkos. To be fair, Jody always looked like that, right? That's why he's a legend. Vinny Prospel, Jeff Halpern, Ryan Craig, who again has the look of, I don't know how I'm here either. Evgeny Artukin, Veyu, Paul Shishura. Former Portland Pirate, by the way.
Dance.
We haven't done this in a while. We haven't done it in a while. Alright, now we stop it. Adam Hall, Brendan Buchenski. Just... fuck. Martin Carsons. Alright, guesses on Stamkos' potential. I'm going to say a B. They probably gave him an A. But I'm going to say a B. A minus. There you go. I didn't give you much time to guess. Andre Meszaros, Matthias Ohlund, Paul Ranger. Matthias Ohlund on the Lightning was always weird. Matt Walker. Curtis Foster, Schmaby, and Krachusek, huh? B minus potential for Meszaros. Goaltenders Ramo and Mike Smith, who has a new picture, and he still looks weird. B minus potential for Kari Ramo. Tirana, Gerber, and Toskala is no longer an 86. He's down to an 83. Beautiful. Beautiful. Who do you got on defense? Cabriolet, Commissaric, Luke Schenn. All right, guesses on Luke Schenn's potential. I'm gonna say a solid B. Boscheman, Jeff Finger. Guarding next will be Mike Van Ryn and Ian White. Jonas Froggen. I'm calling him Frogren. That's not how you pronounce it at all. Jonas Frozone. All right, here we go. Moment of truth here for Luke Schenn. B. Nailed it. Right on the money. That's right, Luke. Now go ahead and get traded to Philly. Oh my God! But Jason Blake is your top forward. Ponikarovsky, Mikhail Grabovski, who has a new picture. Ricard Hualin. Nick Hagman, Lee Stempniak, Matt Stajan, Cool Lemon. Jamal Mayers, who has still probably the best eyebrows in the game. John Mitchell, Colin Stewart, Colton Orr. We really could do an all-eyebrows team. Holy C potentials, Batman. Jesus Christ. Oh, Steve Dangle, how did you survive? Vancouver, the Couve. I really like that green in the background. Sedin, oh, there he is. This is what we've all been waiting for, isn't it, Leafs fans? Look at it, Dunno. Look at it. It's beautiful, isn't it? Look at it. Here, let's look at it. Just, there you go. Only mats. Only mats. Isn't it beautiful? Oh, God. Poor Henrik, by the way, getting shafted over Daniel's rating there. Pavel Dimitra, R.I.P. of course. Ryan Kessler, Steve Bernier, Kyle Wellwood. I like the haircut. Boo this man. Or don't. It's a waste of time. Gail Samuelson, Mason Raymond, Darcy Hordichuk, Ryan Johnson, Rick Rippon, R.I.P. Yannick Hansen. Yannick Hansen. B- for Yannick Hansen. Not bad. B- for Mason Raymond. Alright. Yeah, decent. About what we expect at this point. Willie Mitchell, Kevin Bieksa, Edler, Salo, O'Brien, Nicolat, and Aaron Rome. You're going to cheap shot Nathan Horton in a year or so, you prick. B- for Edler. Luongo still at a 92, and the best goalie of all time, Andrew Raycroft. Back up in Vancouver. How in any universe would you not make the Twins the same overall? I know. EA retroactively deserves hate for that. You know what? Is that worthy of a Twitter post, calling them out retroactively? There's so much to this picture. Matt Sundin being there, who looks ecstatic to be there, and then not having the Sedins be the same overall. Ridiculous. Theodore and Simeon Varlamov. No longer is he known as Semen. Semen Varlamov has arrived. Call him out on Twitter, right? B potential for the 21-year-old. The defense. 84 Green, Sean Morrison, Jeff Schultz, Tom Pody. A B- for Schultz and Green. Forwards, 92 Ovi. What a beauty. Nick Backstrom, Alex Semen. As is tradition. There we go. Mike Knuble, Mike Nylander, Brooks Light, Chris Clark, Thomas Fleischman, Eric Fair. What a team. What a team. B- for Eric Fair. A B for Backstrom. And a C for Ovechkin to make sure he doesn't get any better. And that's it. That is it. We made our way through. Now quickly. Oh, God. Let's call out EA on Twitter for just randomness, shall we? So I'm not a big fan of this. I need to remember how to take a screenshot in OBS. It's super weird. It's super weird and inconsistent, but that's okay. Bam. Alright, we got it. We're good. Let me share this to the Twitters. Oh, God. Let's see. Not having the Sedins as the same overall. Not to mention this picture. Retroactively. What the hell? At EA Sports NHL. There we go. That's good. That's good. So that tweets up. AHL up next. Indeed. Indeed. We are not done. We will get to the gameplay eventually. We do have some things to check, though, including the AHL. Or, again, we're going to kind of breeze through relatively quickly. Abbotsford featuring Mikhail Backlund. B- potential for him. Lundmark, Chris Trico. Riley Armstrong, what a guy. David Vandergulik, Brent Sutter. Good old Cam Cunnin. Jonathan Tremblay. So again, the AHL we're going to breeze through a little bit more quickly. If there's something that you missed that you wanted to see, again, this video will be up on YouTube after the fact. And if you're already watching, boo that man! If you're already watching on YouTube, hey, you can pause it whenever the hell you want to. It's funny how that works. Goalies, Leland Irving. I'm going to say a B- for Leland Irving. Straight B. Straight B grade. Damn. J.S. O'Ban and Jeremy Duchesne. Might as well look. B- for Duchesne. No. First year of Adirondack, by the way. Kokanen, Curry, Oscars, Bartulis. Any big names? Not really. You got your fringe NHLers, names that you certainly can recognize, but no big names. Like Patrick Maroon, who somehow, shout out to Ryan Dingle, by the way, who somehow mustered up the strength to fight Zdeno Chara tonight. Which, absolute madman. Absolute madman. Maroon with a solid B- grade. Brandon Sutter, Zach Boychuk, he follows you on Twitter. Jerome Sanson, Pat Dwyer. Nick Blanchard, that's a name I haven't heard in a very long time. Very, very long time. Only has a C. Solid, tough guy, though. Boychuk with a B-. The defense. Anybody interesting? I mean, Jay Harrison. Brett Belmore, also a name I haven't heard in a very long time. A B- for him. Justin Peters, do you still have a good potential? Of course you do. Why wouldn't you? Binghamton, Mike Brodeur, and Jeff Glass. Still the same unflattering picture that he's had for years. Yikes. What do we got? Ryan Lee, Matt Karkner, Derek Smith. B- still for Brian Lee. KHL great. Ilya Zubov, Dennis Hamill, Martin St. Pierre, Josh Hennessy, Zach Smith. Look at him. Look at Zach Smith. Beauty. And shout out to Kaspar Daugavins as well. And Peter Reagan. And Chaz Johnson. And Jared. I am not mature enough to not laugh at Conkle as a last name. Jarrett Conkle. Frickin' Jarrett Conkle. I love it. Who do we got in Bridgeport? Matt Molson, Jeremy Reich, Tim Jackman, Jeremy Colleton still there, Trevor Smith, Greg Maldin, the Maldens, and the Wrecker, Joel Reklich. Love that man. Former Portland Pirate, by the way. We're not going to do the dance again. We got places to go. B- for Molson at 25. The defense, Bruno Gervais. That's about it. And there are other familiar names, but nobody that great, right? Lawson and Monroe. Chicago Wolves. Andre Pavlik was still there. Drew McIntyre, Broken Dreams. A- still for Pavlik. I guess he still had potential at that point, huh? Jamie Rivers, Chad Denny. You can see, though, with some of these potentials, even at the time, not even looking at it with hindsight, but even at the time, you can see where some of these, shout out to Captain Insano, you can see, I made the same joke last year, too. You can see why I was in the habit of editing rosters and why Peter Puck were in the habit of editing rosters, because there are some questionable potentials in overalls. Brett Sterling. I mean, what a picture. Riley Holzfopple. The Holzfopple. Mike Hoffman, not that one. Any decent potentials? Tomas Pospisil. Man, the B- grades are out of control right now, by the way. It's nuts. Grand Rapids, Justin Applicator. Jamie Tardif. Applicator might be the biggest name there, and he is. What's his potential? B-, not bad. Defense, Jonathan Erickson, Kindle, Logan Payette. See, it's a straight B for Kindle, by the way. A B minus at 25 for Eriksson, Rajan Boschman, and Daniel Larson. Again, some of those might be a tad bit too much. Sterling given the Triple H look. Dunno, I was trying to think of what look that is. That's spot on. Spot on. Well done. Cedric Desjardins. Mark Denis. Who else do we got in Hamilton? Ryan O'Beauty. Alex Henry. Yannick Weber. I believe this is his first year in. At least on a default roster, of course. He might have been added via roster update. 20 years old and a B minus. Forwards, Max Pacioretty. I think Sherbrooke, did he give an update about the numbers? AJ didn't give me an update, but they're well aware of it. I pointed that out to him, so hopefully that's fixed relatively soon. And I also pointed out the issue that Sam wanted me to with the main Mariners jersey. Ryan Russell, Tom Pyatt, Ryan White, David Desharnais. Brock Trotter has a picture this year. Trotter with that solid B minus. Desharnais with a C. B minus for Ryan White and Tommy Pyatt. Chip Chura at a B and Pacioretty at a B. There you go. That Hamilton team is pretty strong, actually. Hartford, Artem Anisimov, Corey Locke, P.A. Parento, Brody DuPont. Just 100, like, he's like 95% jawline. It's amazing. Dale Weiss. How old were you? 21. That is an old-looking 21, Dale, I gotta tell you. Whew. That's just a funny picture, though, with hindsight. Oh, God. Some of these pictures, man. I think Brent Burns' younger picture was the better way to go. B minus for Dale Weiss. And a B for Artem Anisimov. On defense, no McDonough. Unless he's way down there. Michael Sauer, Valentenko, Bobby Sanguinetti, Corey Potter, Jared Nightingale, one hell of an enforcer. No McDonough as of yet. Don't worry, Habs fans. Technically, in this game, on the default rosters, Montreal won the trade. So don't worry. Oh, let's see. Hershey, Michael Neuwirth. Jesus Christ. 77 overall at 20. He's not 21 in that picture. He's like 14. Okay, maybe like 16 or 17, but still. B potential. Carl Alsner in the AHL, where he belongs. 81 overall, 20 years old, B minus. Good stuff. Who do you get it forward? Chris Bork, you still have a good potential? Still at a B. EA still very much on the Chris Bork train. Matthew Perreault as well, and a B minus. Jay Beagle, a B minus for him. Andrew Gordon, Steve Pinizzotto. Houston, Craig Weller, Benoit Pouliot, Matt Cassian. Anybody else? Aside from Matt Bedoin and a 43-year-old randomly. What the hell? It's a C for Cassian, a B minus for Pouliot. What do you got on defense? Clayton Stoner. Clayton Stoner. And John Scott. Thank God he didn't die in that accident on the lake. Otherwise, this would be very sad. Justin Falk. Shout out to Mitch Love. Shout out to Mitch Love. B minus for Falk. B minus for Nero and Stoner. John Scott. Goaltenders Barry Brust in first year with the picture. Anton Khudobin. C potential. The disrespect is real. Lake Erie, Bakashawa and Tyler Wyman. They finally dropped Bakashawa's potential. Finally. Defense. Nigel Williams. I don't remember you at all. Ryan Wilson's there. He's the only, like, hey, he had an extended stay in the NHL guy there. I mean, Mike Vernace. The Vernace was there for a little bit. Forwards. Darren Haydar, Brian Wilsey. Tom Fritsch. TJ Gagliardi. Matt Hendricks. Great hair. Chris Mueller. Let's see. Mueller at a C. Wow. Hendricks at a C as well. Hendricks was 28 at that time. That shit's nuts. Only his foot fell through and it wasn't that serious. I was going to say, the initial reports for John Scott made it sound like it was a I mean, literally, I saw the words near death used, so it just, I mean, I guess that's why you don't listen to early reports, right? Dave Caruso and Jeff Frazee. Not surprised Frazee has that potential at the time. Eckford, Mark Frazier, Corrente. Matt Corrente to B-. Bold. Forwards, Alexander Visyunov. Holy shit. An 80. Ilka Pikarainen as well. Matt Halischuk, Nick Bergfors, Rod Pelly, Salvatore, Pascal Rayom. This is a very interesting Lowell team. A lot of guys with quite a few NHL games under their belts. And Bradley Snetzinger. The good stuff. Manchester, Trevor Lewis, Justin Azevedo, Kevin Westgarth, and Cleach, Paul Crosty, and Bud Holloway. Rich Clune gets a picture this year. Look out, world. Rich Clune has a picture. And a shitload of B- potentials. Defense. Shame. Fucking shame. He looks so innocent. Little did we know he turned into a massive piece of shit. Andrew Campbell, Davis Jaworski, Joe Piscula, and Alec Martinez at the very bottom. B- for him. What do you got in goal? Jonathan Bernier and Danny Taylor. Bernier, A- at 21.77 overall. They were still very much on board the Bernier hype train. Curtis Sanford and Corey Schneider with Manitoba. Schneider, but still with an A-. It makes sense. Defense, Nathan McIver, Nolan Baumgartner, Mikey Funk, and Stu Bickle. Not as a tough guy, but as a defensive D-man. Damn. Michael Grabner, Brian Southerby, Mike Keane, Tanner Glass, Matt Molesky, Alex Bolduc, PC Labrie, Mario Bliznak. And God, these names. Mario Bliznak. How? Bliznak, man. Bliznak. Straight B for Michael Grabner. Not bad. Milwaukee, Mike Santorelli. The elevation in the hair is what everyone strives for. Ryan Jones, Cal O'Reilly, Jed Ortmeyer, Nick Spaulding, Hugh Jessamine. Both Santorellis. Oren, who's better than Eisenman? Eisenman. That's who. The Eisenman. Straight B for Spaulding and Santorelli. Defense, Cody Franzen, Nolan Yonkman, Timo Laxo, and Scott Ford. Longtime veteran. Straight B potential for Franzen. Mark DeCanich and Dov Grumet-Morris. Shout out to Dov. There's no way Mark DeCanich was only 23 there. There's no way. I'm older now than Mark DeCanich was when that picture was taken. There's no way. You're a fucking time-traveling wizard. There's no way. Damn it. There's no way. You are at least 33 years old in that picture. At least. EA went back in time and retroactively added in that picture from 10 years later. Riku Helenius, who looks very happy to be here. And Mike McKenna, legend. C. Boo, EA. Boo. B- for Helenius. What do you got on defense? Vladimir Mahalik, Ty Wishart, Matt Lashoff. What a guy. Stop dyeing the hair blonde, I guess. Michael Undine. Daryl Boyle. Still a straight B for Matt Lashoff. Respect. Respect, EA. Steve Downey, boo that man. Blair Jones. Is that just a bad picture, or did something happen to Blair Jones that I've never been made aware of? Like just the right eye, and I'm asking. Zenon Konopka, Wade Brookbank, Bracken Kearns, Pete Zingoni. What a guy. What a guy. Bunch of B minuses. Boo, that man counters to 69. Well, you know. Oh, who do we got? Jan Stastny? Any bigger names? Again, there are NHL veterans here. There we go. There's a good name. Ryan Reeves. Ryan Reeves. Solid C potential for the tough guy. Ivory, what's going on? What do we got on defense? Junlin Wagner. Strachan. That's a lot, number one. That's a lot of forehead. He looks like you put like a 7-year-old's face on a 22-year-old's body. He was 21 at the time. I think that's just probably a weird picture of him. All right, now look, this isn't like, hey, let's look at people who have terrible pictures and fucking make fun of them. Look at my face, okay? I don't got room to talk. I'm just saying. Benjamin Bishop, also known as Josh Bailey, and Hannu Toivonen. Bishop, B- at 22, 78 overall. Not bad. Portland, Jonas Enroth. Oh, Jonas Enroth, be still my beating heart. Jonas Enroth, A-. Yes. The best of times, A- Jonas Enroth. What do we got on defense? All right, we're still looking pretty good here. Marc-Andre Gragnani, Mike Weber, Chris Butler, Mike Koska. Before he looked like Thor, or before they based Thor off of the look he'd eventually take. How good's Gragnani? Still a straight B. Yes. Forwards. Oh, baby, Mark Mancar. Oh, Nathan Kirby's here. Nathan Kirby's in the game now. I love it. Tim Kennedy. We're getting closer to the prime era of Sabres. Prospects that were in Portland. B grade for Gerby. B- for Mancari. Has he... Hold on. I know this is going to, for people... For, the two people who watch... In fairness, he's been doing a little bit better, but for the people who watch this on YouTube after the fact, bear with me. Has Mark Mancari signed anywhere? Because he left the team he was on. Oh, I think he... Nope, okay. He's still a free agent. My plea to the Maine Mariners is still there. Bring him back to Portland, damn it. Bring him back. Win the Kelly Cup with Mark Mancari, damn it. Please. And yes, I'm going to do that in FHM when we control the Maine Mariners. And he's going to be the captain, damn it. It's going to happen. Providence. Oh, Vladimir Sobotka. Let's take a look. Sobotka. Oh, God, Zach Hamill. Oh, it's kind of painful to look at Zach Hamill. If you want to know why, just look up who was drafted after him. Mikko Lehtinen, Wasey Rabbit, Bradley Marchand, Bradley Marchand, Bradley Marchand, Bradley Marchand, Bradley Marchand. Oh, it's beautiful. Who was that last follow, by the way? Andy T. Thank you for the follow, dog. I was going to say man and dog, and came out, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Oh, Jordan Axted, Bobby Robbins. Oh, God, some of these players I haven't thought of in a long time. B- for Marchand, okay. B- is obviously a pretty good potential in this game. What do we got on defense? Rouser with the prime sub as well. Matt Hunwick. Rouser, thank you for that, man. Enjoy the majority of emotes, which consist of basically my dog and nothing else. So there's that. Oh, Matt Hunwick, Andrew Bodnarchuk, Adam McQuaid. What a pair of defenders. B for McQuaid, B- for Bodnarchuk, and Matt Hunwick gets no respect. Marquardt has a thick neck. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Beautiful. Marchand hasn't changed a lick. Well done, Donna. Well done. Kevin Nastusuk, Kevin Reagan, and Danny Saburin. The Saburin. Rochester, Beckford Sioux, and Tyler Plant. B for Tyler Plant. Not quite. Not quite. Beaverson. Luke Beaverson. Keaton Ellerby, Roy Fitzpatrick, and Luke Beaverson. The names you discover Also, Jason Garrison, who was a B minus. So there's that. Again, it sucks I can't be like, all right, let's sit here and look at the potential. We still got a lot to go. Sean Mathias, Jeff Taft, Kendall McArdle, Giannis Brooks. Love it. Love it a lot. Michael Repick. Any other more interesting ones? Not really. Any high potentials? Again, B minus, just kind of like, they're okay. Sean Mathias at a B. Better than Brad Marchand. So yeah, I'm telling you, that's why I'm so tempted. If I find that one game that I just love in terms of gameplay to like a 2K10 level and I just want to play it all the time, this might be the one. I might go through and change some of the potentials. Or we'll see what the Peter Puck rosters did at least. Jack Skilly, Jake Dowell, Evan Brophy, Brian Bickle. That's harsh, man, knowing how Brian Bickle and Jake Dowell's careers have gone. Whew. How did Emerson get a B minus? It's better not to ask with some of these ratings. We've seen that at this point. It's better not to ask. It is much, much better not to ask. Rouser, again, thank you for that Prime sub, by the way. I do appreciate it. I don't want it to seem like I've overlooked it, but, you know. I want to get to the gameplay of this, but I still want to look at the rest of this, too. Nobody overly interesting there. You got a B minus in Shero. Corey Crawford. There you go. 77 overall, 24. B minus. Martin Houle as well. Al Montoya. 77. Straight B potential. They had a lot of faith in goaltenders to work out there on San Antonio, didn't they? Spoiler alert. Aside from Montoya, they kind of wouldn't. They kind of wouldn't. Samuel Lepisto. David Schlemko. Okay. B minus for him. Straight B for Sean Zimmerman and Samuel Lepisto. Crawford 77, Niemi 73. Indeed. Hambly has a Jay Leno chin. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Forwards, what do we got here? Brett McLean, Kevin Porter, Daniel Winnick, Jeff Hogan, the Hulk. Any other big-time names like Chad Kolarek? Again, there are plenty of recognizable names for sure. I'm looking for like the really like still kind of NHL relevant names now. You know, where it's like, all right, Daniel Winnick, yeah, cool, but you know, Rob Schremp, Brule, Leah Moretix, Ryan Patolny, J.F. Jacques, Hans Benson. Might be my new favorite player of all time, Hans Benson. Beautiful. Anyone know how I can stop the AI from getting 40 minutes of penalties a period and be a pro? If you're actually playing the game, yeah, just edit the game sliders. There's the main slider that goes 0 to 4, and then there's the individual sliders where you can turn things down even further. Up aggression, drop stick lifts. That's a big thing, too. There's a lot of slashing and hooking calls. A lot of tripping calls, too. I turn them down to 10. Andy, double check what that main slider is then, the 0 to 4, because if it's still at a 3, you're still going to see a lot of penalties. That 0 to 4 slider is the only slider that is going to affect anything in-game, you know, from like the sim, but if you're actually playing the games, then the other sliders matter. Doing the SHL in Liga because I can't be arsed to the other leagues, but I'm nearly done. Hey, Jay, you're going to get it done tonight, I'm telling you. It is almost 1 in the morning already, fuck. What do we got on defense? Matt Nickerson, Taylor Chorney, Theo, my buddy Theo. He's got a picture this year. B potential too. It's down to 1 out of 4. Jesus, Andy, I don't know then, buddy. The Dubs, 23 B potential for Devin Dubnyk. Syracuse, Dan LaCosta, Kevin Lalonde, both B minuses. Who else do we got? Ole Christian Tollefson, Jonathan Segalette, Stan Smith, BYU. If you were to be like, yeah, it's Al Montoya's cousin, I'd believe you. Nick Holden and Grant Klitzum. There we go. B minus and B minus. Sounds about right. If you have time, check your Twitter DMs. I will. Once I'm done with the whole roster editing deal, I will. Nikita Filatov. Still looking good. Stefan Legion. Legion was supposed to be really good, too. Did Nikita Filatov even play at that point, or did he already jump? Mike Blunden, Tom Sestito, Alex Picard, Derek McKenzie. Nasty John Morasti. Mohawk and all. Mohawk and all. If he's not a tough guy, I was going to say, if he's not a tough guy, I'm turning this game off. He better be a tough guy. Bunch of B-minuses across the board. Actually, no, you know what? It's not Filatov I'm thinking of. Filatov would have just been drafted. It's Sherdev that I was thinking of, who we already saw on the Rangers. My bad. My bad. Matt Climie and Brent Cron. I want to yell Cron at the top of my voice, but I can't do it. Mark Fistrich. Max Fortunas. How good's Fistrich? B-minus still. Doing goalie B opponents, almost always 5-on-3 either way. Yeah. I don't have an answer for you, unfortunately, man. Colby Genoway, Tom Wandell. Any bigger names? Not really. No bigger names. No crazy potentials either. Toronto, Yuri Talusti, Bates Battaglia, winner of the Amazing Race. Ryan Hallweg, sans amazing mustache. Tim Brent, Andre DeVoe, Darryl Boyce, Christian Hansen, Brent Oban. What do we got for potentials? Genoway looks so green. Ooh. Ooh, that is not a good look. I hope he's alright, because he looked rather sickly. Anton Strawman, Jay Rosehill as a defenseman. All B-minuses across the board. Rosehill is a tough guy. Spot on. Adam Monroe, Justin Pogge, and some guy named James Reimer. Who's going to have a higher potential, Pogge or Reimer? It's going to be Pogge. It is Pogge. Straight B, but a B-minus for Reimer. Not bad. 21 years old. Good old Jim Reimer. Wilkes-Barre, Burke Howell, and David Brown. Okay. Defense. Andy Wozniewski, Nate Ginnon, Ben Lovejoy. Derek Engeland. Straight C potentials everywhere, though. Forward-wise, Miro Shatan, Chris Connor, Zeka Manis, Aaron Bogard. Luca Caputi. Love the hair on Yanni Paisonen. Paul Bissonnette. Keys to the City. Blackhawks theme. Great song. Great song. And Worcester. The Worcester Sharks. Jamie McGinn. Fraser McLaren. Andrew Desjardins. Any crazy potentials? Just a bunch of B-minuses, I'm guessing. Except for a B for Jamie McGinn. Not bad. Dust off the 360 and get NHL 11. Might be the way to go. Derek Jocelyn. Jason Demers. B-minus for Jason Demers. Somewhere Oshawa Steve Dangle cries in the corner, right? Taylor Dackers and Michael Mole. Mike, why'd your parents do that? Why'd they go for the alliteration? Michael Mole? Come on, man. That's it for the AHL. Now, in terms of every other league, I'm going to look for young players like I did for the last game, right? I'm only going to look for rookies. In terms of being like, oh, well, Andreas Dockel jumped to the SHL. Who cares? Like, there might be a veteran who was out of the NHL game where it makes it more interesting to look. I just can't be bothered. It's going to take up too much time. So, we're going to look for younger, more interesting rookies like we did on the previous attempt. Alright? It's going to be the way to do it. For the sake of time. We'll see if we can find anybody in terms of familiar names here. Like Philip Larson, we'd find, some guy named Erik Karlsson. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. C potential Erik Karlsson. Little did they know, Philip Larson has a higher potential than Erik fucking Karlsson in this game. Again, it would be so interesting to make Erik Karlsson an A potential just to see what happens. How different it would be. Matthias Tedenby, David Ahlstrom. Let's see. Sebastian Harrison. That's amazing. Hollis had an A potential, I noticed. Carl Gunnarsson. A B minus. What the hell is your rating? 73? I'll look at goalies afterwards, by the way. Nothing too crazy. Victor Hedman's still there on Moto. 18 B minus, a 75. for Mr. Hedman. And Matt Zuccarello, still there on Moto as well. He was a 78 at 21. Rogel, Schuberg, Schugerin. Is that Toby? No, it wasn't Toby Enstrom. David Rundblad. Anybody else? Linus Klassen. Andre Benoit at 25. Anton Lander, 18 years old, a B- and a 73. Magnus Pajärvi. Svensson, when he still had the Svensson. 75 overall. Sebastian Eriksson. And let's see what we got for goalers. Jacob Markstrom. It's a 78 at 19 years old and a B-. And Anders Lindback. I don't... is that actually Anders Lindback? That doesn't look like him. Who else do we have? Mark... It's Awuya, isn't it? He was on the Leafs for a long time. Mark failed video game console. I believe that's the monster right there. Christian Engstrand. Nicholas Svedberg. B potential at 19, a 76 overall for Svedberg. Johan Nielsen, Chris Nilstorp, former star. Anybody else? Back to Markstrom. Cool. That's it for the SHL. To the Liga we go. I don't know if I'll check the DEL because last time that was very disappointing. Who do we got in the Finlands? Anybody? Anybody at all? Yes, the world's most dangerous man. That is a long time Twitch reference. He didn't... No, even then, he still looked like he'd fucking steal your wallet. No, I don't mean... Okay. I'm not calling you a criminal. More of a steal your lunch money kind of thing. He looks like he'd kick your ass. He'd kick my ass, I'm sure. Also, apparently he's that much more of a legend over in Finland. HBK, Jonas Kemppainen. Failed Bruin once upon a time, unfortunately. Tony Rajala. Antti Oropo. I like it. Teemu Palkinen. Still cool to have Jokert in the game at this point. Timo Hartikainen. Wow, Tony, buddy, what happened? What happened to you, Tony? Who hurt you? Who hurt you? Uncle Leo's still there. Gotta love Uncle Leo. Yuri Laterra. And that's a full rotation as well. Am I going through the old rosters? I'm going through every NHL game of the 360 era and checking everything about it, comparing it to how they progressed, and comparing it to the current game to see what it does better than the current games. And with that, we are done with the roster. I didn't check goalies, you're right. Hold on. You're right, I didn't. DEL and the Czech Republic I'm not going to bother with because both were busts last time out. UC Rinas, it's a 75. Mikko Koskinen, the best Oilers goalie in history. Tony's the guy that Leavik beat up. Fair point. He took Tony's lunch money. Rasmus Rene. Hannu Toivonen as a duplicate. We might not have anybody here. We might not have anybody here. It's not looking too good. Antti Ranta. Never mind. B-, 72 overall. Beautiful National League, at least, since it's new players. There's not going to be anybody there, though. There's going to be like 1 or 2 players tops. Hari Satari was in last year. B potential at 77 overall. UC Rinas as well. See, even in Liga, there was only 1 goaltender. Yeah, we're done. Sorry. I'm not going to bother. There's 3 more leagues, and I just don't care.